Now, back to that Kevin Show with Kevin McCullough.
Glad to have you with us. Welcome back to Times Square. Kevin McCullough, That Kevin Show on the Salem News Channel, Biz TV, Coast to Coast, and more than 300 and now 4 affiliates, radio-wise, coast to coast, including our brand new 2 stations in Oklahoma City. Very happy to have KTLR, AM 890 and 103.7 FM joining the family as of last week. Elizabeth Pipko is my guest, and you may say, I know that name. You may be watching and say, I know that face. Where have I seen it? Well, she's done a lot of modeling work in the last few months. And Liz, when we were talking before, you'd kind of like moved there was a period of time where you kind of moved out of the modeling, and now you're kind of thoroughly back in it, including some really beautiful covers in recent weeks. What is on your burner right now that you're most excited about?
I think the entire world is on my burner. I mean, people are literally constantly asking me what it is that I do, because it doesn't make sense to them, which means that it must not be real. I think when a door opens, you kind of have to take the opportunity no matter what it is and how hard that might be. And I've been really, really blessed, and a lot of doors have opened for me. The problem is a lot of those doors don't really work well together, or at least they haven't, I don't think, until I kind of came around. So I'm just really, really, really trying to show people you can do a little bit of everything, hopefully succeed at all those things at once. And it shouldn't be that confusing to people that I'm a young woman who wants to both model and, like you said, speak about public policy. And I've done the work, I believe, to do both of those things. I'm going to keep trying my best, obviously, to show people that, but it's less about dealing with those that might be confused or uncomfortable with it, and more about just inspiring young women to know they can literally do the exact same thing.
Well, it is insanely ridiculous how stupid our society takes famous people that, you know, have already been models or actors or whoever, and suddenly starts attaching importance to what they say when they haven't been in the arena fighting for anything of principle, et cetera, et cetera. But all of a sudden they hit a certain stage of visibility, and now they're supposed to be an expert that we're supposed to care. Like, I don't care who Taylor Swift votes for, honestly. Like, it doesn't, her decision as to who she's going to, if I was going to judge her presidential candidates based on her dating partners, I wouldn't vote for anybody she recommended. So there's just kind of that kind of common sense part of life. But you do care about the country, and we're in a little bit of a mess, and you're having to give your opinion all the time now. Where do you see the current campaign as it's developing? And I know that you have some connections to 45 directly, so I don't want to make you say things you don't want to say, but I'm genuinely concerned about where we're headed, and I'm just curious your thoughts on it.
Yeah, no, I'm super concerned as well, less as someone who might associate with, like you said, 45, and more just about someone who hopefully has many, many years ahead of them as a proud contributing member of American society. My entire family fled the former Soviet Union to come here so that I could be an American. And so my children and grandchildren and hopefully future generations after that could be the same and could kind of enjoy the freedoms that my family dreamed about back in Russia. So I feel like I'm more concerned from that angle. What they're doing to him, I don't think is okay. I don't think most people deep down think is okay. But again, it's less about him, because whether he wins or loses next November, in 20, 30 years, people will have forgotten about Donald Trump. But the impact that all these investigations and the divisive attitude that people have, the polarization, that's all going to remain. And my kids and grandkids will have to pick up the pieces. And that's kind of what
and the policies will remain. So if we stay on this Marxist trend towards, complete takeover by progressives, we're not going to recognize what America is in 30 years.
Right. Every time my parents ask me about the word communism and how I don't understand how to explain to them that there are people in my generation that don't see it in a negative light, I genuinely get uncomfortable talking to them, like knowing, again, what my family has gone through. My father lost his father in the process, had to say goodbye to him for the last time when coming here. My parents and grandparents, they lost everything. They came with $90 in their pockets, had to rebuild. People have gone through even much harsher situations to, come to live this American dream. So knowing that they went through that literally to escape communism, socialism, obviously a million other Marxist ideals that we can discuss, so that my generation and future generations could talk about, how it could be a good change for us, it's scary, it's comical. I truly don't know how to approach it with them, because I see them more sad than anything else, and that breaks my heart. But at the same time, I do believe that those that are kind of advocating for this online might be the loudest voices in the room, but they're not the biggest groups in the room. And as long as we push back in the most respectful of ways, but with America at the forefront, that's what's going to matter in the end.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, the time goes too quick. If you want to see her latest cover work, she's on the cover of Now magazine, but her book is called Finding My Place. And of course, you can follow her on Instagram and the other social outlets. But to Instagram, it's Elizabeth Pipko, and she's verified. So you can know that it's really her. Elizabeth, we didn't even get into culinary school. Next time you come back, we're going to have to talk food a little bit.
Yeah, I would love to talk food a little bit.
Let's do that soon. Kevin McCullough coming right back from Times Square. Don't go away.
Ready or not, he'll be right back. That Kevin